I need a haircut, yes, I know, but that will come with time. We did it, everyone! Like this video if you like my new haircut. Just kidding, dislikes are officially illegal. Welcome to YouTube 2021. Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. Ever since I reviewed the 𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓶𝓮 keyboard with scissor switches, very well known in the taiko community, I've been searching for more interesting keyboards that challenge the pre-established meta for Osu gameplay. For a while now, I've been looking for an accessible, low-profile mechanical keyboard to play with, and admittedly, it's a niche market, so I haven't been able to find much. But then I received an email from a company called NuPhy, who introduced me to the 𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓶𝓮, a 75% low-profile mechanical keyboard with low-profile optical switches. They were kind enough to send one my way, so I'm gonna unbox it, review it, but most importantly, see whether it can compete with a standard mechanical keyboard when it comes to Osu standard. Let's get into it. And there it is, that's the box, right there. Looks pretty clean to be honest, and sweet mother of ties, what? They surely know how to attract the Osu audience, I'll tell you that much. Opening up the box we have a quick start guide and oh look, more anime stickers, great. Guide looks pretty clean, it shows many of the shortcuts and features of this keyboard and god damn it, enough of the anime legs please. Inside the box we have two orange magnetic rubber feet with extra Windows keycaps, braided USB Type-C cable along with a wireless dongle, and the keycap/switch puller multi-tool. Time to bring out the star of the show, the keyboard itself. Look at that! I don't know about you, but that's looking clean. Sheesh, those keycaps! High profile case, Windows and Mac compatibility, and off-wired wireless switch. In the back we have a transparent ABS frame with a very reflective piece. It looks like one of those weights you can find on premium custom keyboards, but it's not. The keyboard is actually very light. In fact, a bit too light for my taste, but I'll get to that later. I will add the magnetic fit since I like the extra height, and the switches featured on this board are Gateron optical low-profile switches on an hot swappable north-facing PCB. There's 3 different switches available, reds, browns and blues. I know this may seem controversial, but I think brown switches are superior to red switches in every conceivable way. You see, on low-profile keyboards, since there's no travel distance, using a linear switch may lead to a not-so-pleasant typing experience, so I definitely suggest you always go for the tactile option. Plugging the keyboard in, I think the LEDs look absolutely stunning. I'm not talking about the LEDs under the keys, they're definitely not the main focus since the keycaps aren't even shine through. I'm referring to the RGB sidebars. They look very subtle and aesthetically pleasing in my opinion. The one on the left is a caps lock indicator, but both of them serve a purpose since they indicate a variety of things like wireless connectivity and battery life. Let's go for a typing test. Yeah, as you can see from my typos, red switches aren't really the best choice for a keyboard like this. Granted, I'm not used to low profile and after a week of usage things got a lot better, but I still think some tactile browns would have made the experience much more pleasant. I'm not gonna lie, I thought the keyboard was gonna feel like the average laptop, but it's actually pretty damn good. Probably due to the PBT die-sub keycaps as opposed to ABS. The keycaps, by the way, are not particularly thick, but they're all the same height, offering a pretty consistent sound signature across all rows, just like the SA profile, which I definitely appreciate. Another thing I appreciate are the stabilizers. They come pre-lubed, and differently than many other low-profile keyboards in a similar price range, they are actually pretty easy to take out in case you wanna mod them yourself. Here's a sound test. Pretty good. And honestly, little to no rattle coming from the spacebar, which I thought was really impressive for stock stabs. Now for the big reveal. The main reason I got this keyboard in the first place. The very thing that tickled my curiosity. Is it good for 𝓪𝓲𝓲𝓶 standard? Everything I've learned from years of trying different keyboards would suggest it's not, and yet, it's actually not bad. It doesn't make sense to really compare it to a standard keyboard, since it would be like comparing apples to oranges, but if I take the 𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓶 as a point of reference, I'd say this is definitely a lot less springy, if so to speak. The keys don't really bounce back with that much force, which could be a good or bad thing depending on the person. For me, since this is a lot more similar to a standard mechanical keyboard I'm already used to, it was definitely easier to make the switch. And what I thought was very interesting is the way triples and streams felt when using this keyboard. It felt like I was tapping on air. I couldn't really feel the key presses, so I thought I was gonna miss everywhere, but turns out it works very well. This might be a result of the linear reds, since having that tactile bump from browns could likely provide a more perceivable feedback, but I'm not too sure myself. Unfortunately, I don't have too much experience with other game modes, so take what I say next with a grain of salt, but I think this keyboard would actually be very good for taiko, since optical switches are far more resistant than scissor switches, and even if you were to mangle the keys, you can always replace them since they're hot swappable. When it comes to some of the extra features, you can choose to buy this very stylish and high quality magnetic carrying case, and a darker keycap set, time for a cool transition, and snap. Please notice how I put the keys in the exact same position, this took me forever, please like and subscribe. Personally, I like the stealth look, but I prefer the stock white keycaps a lot more. I've had nothing but good things to say about this keyboard, so let's talk about some of the cons. Now, I understand the 𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓰 really emphasizes its portability with the carrying case, wireless dongle, etc, but as I mentioned at the start, it's a bit too light for my taste and it almost feels like a toy, you know? Even though it's thin, it's also a bit hollow, and you can especially see this when you take one of the switches out. I wanted to add some foam to fight the hollowness and add some extra weight on top of that, but from what I've seen from other reviewers, the screws aren't great and I really didn't wanna risk stripping them. As much as I like the keycaps, cause they look and feel great, there are slight inconsistencies in the font size on some of those legends, and they aren't perfectly centered either. Not a deal breaker by any means, but if you're a perfectionist, it might turn you off. Speaking of keycaps, I really think NuPhy should add the option of an ABS shine through set for all the night typists and gamers out there, since PBT dye sub is great, but it makes the LEDs nearly unperceivable. While you can change the color of those LEDs with FM plus the arrow keys, they are not customizable as of now, and keys are not programmable either. Apparently, NuPhy will release a software in the near future, so that will likely change. All in all, despite its shortcomings, if you're always on the go and you're looking for a light, portable, wireless, stylish keyboard that's not afraid to handle some heavy-ass gaming, for $110 you're not gonna find anything better than the 𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓰 in my opinion. Once again, thanks to NuPhy for sending this keyboard my way. If you'd like to get the 𝓪𝓷𝓲𝓰 for yourself, you can do so on NuPhy's website, which I will leave down there in the description, and use code SPAZA at checkout for 5% off. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and I know I've been slightly inactive as of late, but I've been working on some bangers, so look forward to December, y'all. That said, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one, guys.